Today we are going to talk about one very important aspect that mostly I see people struggling when they create their pitch. I was mentoring a few teams in a hackathon, an online hackathon, and the teams, they were crossing one level after the other, going from one stage to the other, and they were asked to keep on improving their pitch. And that's what I wanted to talk today about, how your pitch should look like. So your ideal pitch will have 7 major components. The first component is your user segment. When you start talking about your pitch, you always give a description of whose problem are you solving. Give an idea that this is what they are, this is where they are, this is what they do. Once you're done with that, immediately go into the problem. What problem is your user segment currently facing, or what problem are you caring to solve for your user segment? The third very important point over here comes is your solution. So you have essentially spoke about the user segment, you have spoken about the problem statement. Now move to the solution. What is your solution? Once you talk about your solution, it's very important to give a demo of your solution, how it looks like. If it is an app, how the navigation happens. If it is something physical, it's brilliant that if you can show a model, a small prototype, that this is how it works, this is how it moves around and all those stuff. Okay, once that part is done, move to the competitive advantage part. So what is competitive advantage? I see a lot of people struggle over here. They feel value proposition is competitive advantage. Value proposition is what value you are providing to your user segment. So it is a package that comes with your solution. If somebody buys your product or service, what value is he going to reap out of it is what value proposition is all about. Competitive advantage, on the other hand, is when you look at yourself and somebody else who is probably offering the same type of a solution, why will somebody choose you? I'll give you an example for this. So say you go and buy a soap. Now why are you buying a soap? Because probably you want to clean things. It can be detergent soap or something. So you want to clean your clothes. So cleaning a cloth is the value proposition that I am looking for, and that's why I need a product. Okay, so that's what a detergent does. But when I choose detergent X and detergent Y, which one should I be buying? That's when I look into the competitive advantage. So your company's competitive advantage or your product's competitive advantage is something that you are going to talk about over here. It can be a patent, it can be a very important code that is very much to you, it can be some member in your team or your team as a whole, something that is very unique, which is not there currently with anybody else. And remember one thing, this is very important for you to talk about because it also shows the investor or the jury how difficult it is to disrupt you. Next point that you are definitely going to talk about is your implementation plan. Implementation plan is something where you are going to talk about steps. What are you going to do? How are you going to bring your product from an ideation stage to a implementation stage? Now this is where you will struggle if you have a big plan in place. If you have a lot of things in your plate, then you won't know where to start from, right? Implementation plan is your ability to become more realistic and come up with ideas which are feasible to implement. Have you heard of this kind of questions been asked in interviews that say, how many flights do you think lands in India every day? So if say randomly this is a question that is asked in your job interview, what will happen? Do you have a perfect number, or do you think the interviewer is expecting a perfect number? No. What he's looking at essentially is your thought process of going to answer the question. What logical steps do you take to come up with this answer of how many flights land in India in one day? You probably start looking at, okay, fine, I am in say Delhi, 100 flights land on one single day. Okay, so Delhi is a big city. Similarly, how many big cities do I have? And you start calculating and go so on and so forth and find out a value. Now the interviewer knows that okay, you have taken an approach which is logical, probably not a very correct answer, but it's a very logical way of looking at providing the answer. Similarly, you are going to talk about your venture. Nobody is expecting a very perfect implementation plan that this is where I am today, this is where I am going to be there 5 years down the line. No, this is where I am today. This is what I will be doing in the next 2 weeks, and the subsequent weeks I'll be doing all these things. And then you have a very detailed 1-year plan where you have almost very small steps, as in week steps. You have created something like that. So once you do that, that gives a confidence to the investor or the jury that these guys are really serious about what they're doing. Finally, one thing that you should not miss is talking about your team. When people put money at the very early stage, they don't have a good visibility of what your idea is capable of doing. At that time, the only thing that they can see right in front of them is you and your team. So what is there in your team that will ensure that you guys are the ones who will be able to solve this problem or pull this thing off is a very important point for the investor or the jury to consider. Okay, I guess this gave you a little bit of idea about how a pitch should look like. So don't miss any of the 7 points while you create your pitch, and I'm sure it is going to help you in pitching to investors or if you are planning to go for a business plan competition.